Inkosi Talk Shows, Find Your Own Voice, Lead from Within. So, guys, it is Friday today. I'm on my own. Everyone is having a day off. So, if it is your first time here at Inkosi Talk Shows and Pre-Marital Altar, I'm broadcasting on 2 channels on YouTube, by the way, guys. One of them is Pastor Henry. Please feel free to look for the channel. And if it is your first time here, at Ngozi Talk Shows, we help our audience find their own voice, lead from within. Hi, Kayla. What's happened? Oh, no. Oh, my daughter is crying. She's leaving school. Oh, no. You want hugs? Oh, want to leave. Doesn't want to leave school. Sorry. But you have to enjoy going to secondary school. Preschool. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. Kayla, you know you're alive. Don't care. Sorry. Sorry, sweetie. Okay. You're going to a good school. It's not the same as primary school. But you have to go to a secondary school. You don't want to. Okay, guys, we have crisis here. My daughter, she's her last day at school. So she does not want to go to a secondary school in September because she loves her school. She loves her primary school. Oh, bless. You'll be okay, Kayla. You'll be okay, sweetie. I'm just gonna do live and then I'll come and see to you. What you wanna ring daddy? You wanna ring your dad? Are you gonna be okay? You want me to stop my live? Okay. Okay, let's do this, guys. It's new chapters, new chapter always. They're never easy. When you have to go, when you have to step into a new chapter, school, it's not easy. She's going to a new chapter now, leaving primary school where she had good teachers, good friends, and so she's feeling emotional. But you still see all your friends, Kela, they live in Henley. Huh? Yeah, but those of you, yeah, but those of you don't, you are in the group with everyone, Kayla. True. You guys stay connected. You're all in the group, stay connected. Yeah, emotional, guys. My daughter is very emotional. So let's go into the topic. Um, Uncovering the secret of sexual intimacy in marriage. God is blueprinted for love, unity, and lasting covenant. So, sexual intimacy in marriage is more than a physical act. It is a secret expression of love, trust, vulnerability, acceptance, and covenant. God designed marriage to be a place where two people can know one another, marriage to be a place where two people can deeply support one another faithfully and they experience the beauty of becoming one. However, many couples struggle to speak openly about sexual intimacy. Some carry shame, some carry fear, some carry disappointment, some carry painful experiences, unrealistic expectations, and or misunderstandings into their marriage. Others love each other deeply but do not know how to communicate their emotional and physical needs. Healthy intimacy does not grow through pressure, entitlement, or comparison, or silence. It grows where both the spouses feel safe, feel heard, respected, desired, and valued. So it requires patient, honest communication, forgiveness, maturity, mutual consent, and emotional connection, spiritual unity, and willingness to continue learning about one another. So, in this video, we will uncover the few principles that can help marriage couple develop a healthier, deeper, and more loving intimacy relationship. So, these steps is not a formula for perfection. They are an invitation to build a marriage in which affection, honestly, tenderness, pleasure, faithfulness, and mutual care can flourish. So the sexually intimacy is not simple. It's not simple what happens in the bedroom. It is found in how spouses speak to each other, forgive each other, protect each other, save each other, pray together, and create emotional safety every day. Okay. So number one, understanding that intimacy is more than sex. So sexually intimacy is only one part of marital intimacy. A strong marriage is also include emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, conversational, recreational, and relational connection. Couple often experience greater physical closeness when they also feel emotionally understood and spiritually united. Therefore, do not focus only on sexual act. Pay attention to friendship. Pay attention to kindness. Pay attention to companionship, trust, affection, and the overall health of marriage. Ask yourself, do we feel close outside the bedroom? Healthy intimacy begin in everyday life. So you don't have to have a good sex. Some people have a good sex because they're just stressed. They do it for stress. They make love because they are stressed. So intimacy has to be outside the bedroom as well. How do you communicate when you are not in the bedroom? Recognize intimacy as a shared gift. Sexual intimacy should not be treated as a duty due to one spouse demands from one another. It is shared gift that both the spouse participate in willingly. Both the partners have feelings, have their needs, boundaries, fears, preferences, and physically limitations. And neither spouse is an object created only to sanctify the other. So approach intimacy with the attitude. How can we care for one another, experience closeness together? This create a partnership rather than pressure. So it's really, really important to establish mutual consent. Consent means that both spouses feel they are freely and willingly agree to sexual activities. Marriage does not remove a person's right to say no, pause, change their mind, or express discomfort. So everyone has a choice, guys. Consent should never be obtained through guilt or anger or manipulation. Threats spiritually, pressure or financial control or fear of punishment. A loving spouse listens to both words and body language. When either partner is comfortable, the correct response is to stop, listen, and care, not to demand or pursue. Create emotional safety. Sexual opens requires vulnerability. A person is more likely to express their needs when they know they will not be mocked, criticized, rejected, exposed, or punished. You should never ever make love to someone just because you feel that they will reject you if you say no, because or they'll punish you. Or you should never punish your spouse if they say no. Emotionally, like emotional safety means a spouse can speak honestly without fearing a humiliation. Also, it means a private conversation remain private. I always tell people that the person that you are dating, they are your best friend. And if you can no longer communicate with your best friend, that means something is not right. So ask a meaningful question, share dreams, create memories, enjoy one another's company. Friendship helps affection and desire to grow naturally. And also, if your wife says no to sex, or whatever your spouse they says no, it does not mean that you have to go and discuss it with your friends. Whatever happens in a relationship, it has to stay there. If there is a problem, that's when you go to the court to find a therapist and talk about things professional, because when you go and talk to your friends, that means you're disrespecting your wife or your husband. So communicate outside the bedroom as well. Important conversation about intimacy should not happen only during sexual activities or immediately after rejection. Choose a calm, private, and mutual time. Speak without accusing or blaming. Instead of saying you never want me, say I miss feeling close to you. I would like us to talk about what we both need. The goal is to understand, not winning. So if you feel that your husband has rejected you, or you feel that your wife has rejected you, communicate openly. For me, I don't like people who don't communicate to their wives, who lie and go to their family or friends and communicate. The minute, guys, you communicate about your wife to your friends, that's the day you destroy relationship. The day you go to your siblings or your mother or your father and communicate about your spouse is the day you destroy relationship, because people don't understand that when you have a problem, you have to communicate with someone that you have a problem with, because they might not realize that that is the problem. So you need to always communicate. I don't remember even one day when I have a problem or when I'm talking to my friends and backstabbing my spouse. I don't remember that. If I'm dating someone, I honor them. If I have problems, I talk to them direct. Because the minute you include a family member, is the end of the relationship. Most of the relationship, if you look at the BBC statistics, relationship are destroyed by in-laws. Most of the relationship. If you go on BBC and Google their statistics, it was on TV a few years ago that most of relationship nowadays are being destroyed by their in-laws. And people don't understand it. Like myself, I have a brother, I have younger sisters. If they are going through problems, and they tell me that, Nomsa, this is what I'm going through. The first thing I tell them is, when you tell me something, it means I don't want to take side. So I give them advice based on truth. Go communicate to your husband or go communicate with your wife. Because the day when my brother introduces me to his wife, that's the relationship is built. So I don't want to be responsible destroying my brother's life by interfering or telling him, giving him the wrong advice. People do that. So for me, is to say the relationship, to tell my family, the relationship, my siblings, is about two people. When you involve me, number one, You want me to sympathize with you. Number two, when I'm sympathizing with you, I will say the wrong things. And when I say the wrong things, and that wrong thing, it comes in and destroys the relationship. And now, when the relationship is destroyed, when you go and tell your husband, my sister said, you shouldn't be doing this. So that's the day your husband says, maybe your sister is jealous. Well, I'm not even jealous. So the best way is to give professional advice and say, go speak to your husband or talk to your wife. Because when these people make up, guys, you look stupid, you look silly, they make you look silly. So I've learned the hard way. One of my friends gave me this advice that never ever get involved in people's hoo-ha relationship, because the day they make up, they use your name for them to make up. That Nomsa, don't you think Nomsa is jealous? And that one will be like, yeah, they are not solving problems, but they are uniting each other based on you. So the best is to keep out of it. So that's what I've learned. Keep out of it. When two people, but at the same time, when you have a problem, if you are dating someone, communicate with that person. If that person they're no longer listening to you, that means they want a divorce. Because when someone stop talking to you, stop listening to you, it means they don't care about you. I believe that if someone truly, truly cares, they will stop and sit down and talk. And also, it's not about winning. Solving problems is not about winning. So when a spouse describes their disappointment or discomfort, resist the urge to defend yourself immediately. Listen carefully and ask respectful questions. Respect what you heard to make sure you understand. Are you saying that you feel pressured when I respond angrily? Listen does not mean accepting. Every accusation is true. It means honoring your spouse, experience enough to consider it thoughtfully. So learn each other's meaning of intimacy. People experience intimacy different. One spouse may connect through conversation, while the other may connect through affection. So share activities practically support prayer and physically closeness. Ask your spouse what helps you feel loved emotionally, connected to me. So do not assume that what makes you feel loved will have some effect on them. So learning your spouse's emotional language can transform intimacy in relationship. So learn to communicate with your spouse. Communicate always. Try to get to know the person. Practice non-sexual affection as well. Not every touch should be an invitation to sex. When all affection is expected to lead somewhere, one spouse may begin avoiding touching altogether. So after hugs, hold, sit close, kiss affection, give a gentle shoulder rub or touch your spouse, without demanding anything in return. Non-sexual affection communicates safety and tenderness. It allows physical connection to grow without pressure. So learn to honor different sexual desires. It's okay to be different. People I listen to people when I talk to them and I ask them, why did you divorce? Or why did you split up? They say, me and my spouse, we were different. So people expect to date their twin. So you can't date your twin. That's boring. It's good to be different. The different is what makes life exciting. So it's good, guys, for somebody to be different. So you can communicate. It means we can sit down and communicate, get to know the person. Is when it comes to relationship, it is not all about me. What the things that I like, fulfill my needs. If my needs are not fulfilled, some of the things are fetish. There are some things that are real, but there are some things that have a spirit behind them. There are some people that they do weird things when they are having sex, but those things, they are not real. They are fetish. So that fetish, it means you have to get a deliverance to get rid of them, living a normal life. So communicate with your spouse. What do they like when you're having sex? What kind of things do they like? What kind of things that makes them uncomfortable? And honor that person. Honor that person. Like myself, I have done so much cleansing. There are some things that I thought they were human-like. I thought I liked them. But once I did my cleansing, through that cleansing, I was removing things that were attached to me. And those things now, I'm no longer liking them because there were things that were attached. You know, in this world, we live in this world where there's so much, you can get so much attachment to things. So there were things that were attached to me. There were spirits that were attached to me. And there were things that, because I needed someone, when you want someone to like you, you do things that you don't want to do. So it's important to know you, who you are as a person. And it's also important to embrace being different in a relationship. Like myself, I like sports. I played football. I like sports. I like dancing. My spouse does not have to be a dancer. They don't have to like dancing because that's my like. When I'm dancing, I can just grab my spouse and dance with them in that moment. But if for me, it's like I love dancing. I can dance anywhere. So that's me. So when I'm dating someone or I'm looking for love, I don't have to say, hi, honey, you have to be a dancer in order to date. That's boring. So I need to be able to go with my girlfriends and do my dance and then come back. And then my spouse will go and do his own thing, come back. And then we talk about things. What have you been up to? I've been doing this. That creates a conversation. But people, because they don't have the knowledge, they think that they have to like the same thing. Do things together, but let the other person like, because we're not twins. So even in the bedroom, we might like different things. But it's just understanding your wife. What does your wife like? And fulfilling those needs. No games, no nonsense. Not trying to change someone to be something that they are not. It's about understanding your husband's needs, what they like, what they want, and coming to an agreement, guys. You know, love is playful. You know, God's love is so real. He doesn't try to change nobody. You know, I always look at myself whenever I feel that I need to, like I'm going and I need to do this, I need to do this. I always look at God's character. He's so loving and so kind. Even when you make mistake, he's so loving. His love is so real and so pure. And that's what makes love is when you come together as one and be able to talk about things like your boss, like your best friend. That man becomes your best friend. They become your anchor. That woman becomes your best friend where you can be anything. If you are dating someone, guys, and you still have to go to your girlfriends and confused, that's not a relationship. And I can tell you as I'm speaking now, there are people been married for a long time. They still have to go to their girlfriends. They still have to go to their boyfriends. and talk about their spouse. Like, I don't understand my blah, 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 my wife. I don't understand. You don't understand her, talk to her. Remove shame from conversation. You don't feel ashamed. Some people enter marriage believing sexual desire is dirty, embarrassing, or spiritually wrong. Others may receive little health education about sexuality. Within a love consenting marriage, sexual intimacy can be approached with dignity and gratitude. Shame, silence, honest communication. Replace shame with the truth, compassion, appropriate education, and prayer. Neither spouse should be mocked for respectfully expressing a need or asking a question. When you have a question, let your spouse be able to communicate with you. Reject unrealistic comparison. Do not compare your marriage to a film, social media, pornography, romance novels, friends, claims, or imagined vision or other couples. Guys, intimacy is real. It's not it's not things that you can imagine. It's not something that you can compare someone with the someone. For me, basically, I don't want to hear my friends telling me how they have sex with their husband in the bedroom. I don't want to hear it. If you are my friend, I've never discussed that with my friend. That's yucky. I don't want to discuss it. It's private. That's why when you get married, you make a covenant with God. You don't make a covenant with the Nomsa, because if you want to invite Nomsa in your bedroom, that means you want Nomsa to be a third person in your bedroom. When you compare your marriage with somebody else, that means you are inviting that person to your bedroom. So the bedroom ends up being with 4 people, 6 people. Communicate with your spouse. Communicate. If there are things that you can learn it. Everything is all about acceptance, is all about surrendering to one another, knowing what we are in this together. God brought us together for a reason. So we're going to honor this marriage. We're going to love one another. Whatever we don't know, we're going to learn together. That's what you have to do. Learn together. Teach each other, not comparing with the pornography, what you've seen, pornography. Anyway, pornography, you're not supposed to even watch pornography. So whatever you learn, sex, it has to be, intimacy has to be between 2 couples, not third couples. A third person has to be a therapist when there is a problem. But you hear people talking about their wives, talking about their spouse, how their spouse are annoying, how they don't do this, how they don't do this. If you are annoyed with your spouse, don't go talk to your friends. It's when you have to take them to therapy. Be honest and say to your wife, let's go to a therapy. I'm not going to put up with this nonsense. If this marriage means so much to both of us, we got to fix it. Don't pretend. If your wife is serious, they want to fix it. Because putting things under the carpet and pretending don't exist is nonsense. Things have to be fixed. When there is a problem, you fix it without blaming yourself, without blaming the other person. You sit down together, you come to an agreement, you say, honey, let's do this. Let's go fix this thing. It's not about who is right, who is what. No, it's about 2 people coming together, recognizing that there is a problem in this marriage, that we have to fix it. But nowadays, you know what? People don't even know that there's a problem in relationship. The spouse will go and talk to the family. When they talk to the family, the next thing, the person started behaving funny and they're dumped. And that's it. That's how nowadays the new generation do relationship. But is it the right thing to do? It's not. When you took a time to meet someone's daughter, someone's son, or and you tell them that you love them, at least give them time to explain that this relationship, it doesn't work for me. So why doesn't work? If you feel you don't love the person, tell the person you don't love them. Don't humiliate them by going to speak to your family and that person doesn't know. It happens to me. For me, when I was in a relationship, this person went to the next thing, they go on a holiday with his family. Me, I'm in the blind. I don't know anything. The next thing they come back, they give me an ultimatum. You do what you got to do or else. So I said, I don't have a choice. I cannot take ultimatum. For me, I don't take ultimatum from a man because my character, my attitude, my growth is mine. If you say, Nomsa, I'm not happy, let's do this relationship, let's talk. I'm happy to talk about it. If you try to change me, who I am for you, I love God so much. So people were judging me, saying, yes, you love God, but it's too much. But what this person did not realize, I wasn't going to church. I was helping them. I was helping them. Every single day I would go to and do some things. There were things, there's someone that I love that I had to look after every single day, making sure that person is fed. They were not my relatives, they were their relatives. But then when they came back, he went to his family and told his family she goes to church. I was like, I'm going to church, honey. Love is love. It's my mother who taught me love. My mom would do anything for family. So what I'm trying to share with you is sometimes a relationship gets broken for no reason. Miscommunications, being misunderstood. And sometimes because people is how they were raised, not raised by the truth, the blame. And they will try to put it on when they are older, they will try to do the same. For me, I was raised by communication. My parents taught me you communicate with someone. So what I'm trying to say to you guys, when you are dating someone, whatever is on your mind, whether it's your children, whatever is on your mind, make sure you communicate with them. Never ever have second thought. Like never ever like condemn your thoughts, yourself with your thoughts. Because too many people they condemn themselves, they think they are not good enough, and they destroy relationship because of their thoughts. I've learned that from Satan. He wanted to do that to me, and I said, no, you are not going to plant evil thoughts in me. I'm not going to think negative about nobody, and even my siblings. And Satan was trying to create a relationship where when they come to me, they talk about people. I was like, no, I don't want that kind of a relationship. It has to be straight love or anything else, not anything else. So sometimes you have to be firm with your thoughts. You have to be aware of your thoughts because your thoughts can destroy you with the things that are not there. The only thing, guys, that I can stress you, the only thing, do you know when God, what God does? God does not pretend. When God is wanted, he stays with you. The minute he sees you not wanting him or sinning, God moves away. When he moves away, now it is him showing you that I cannot be in an unclean body. I cannot be with someone that does not value me. He wants to be valued. He does not negotiate nonsense. So I don't know any woman out there who just living in a relationship that is full of nonsense, or a man who is there living in a relationship that is full of nonsense. So nonsense, it means you don't value me. I'm not valued. My like my thoughts, my input is not valid. That's nonsense to me. And two people, when they come together, guys, it means you sit at the table, you talk about things. Even things that makes you uncomfortable, you talk about them because that person is your best friend. You don't get married for nonsense. You get married because you know that this is my lover. I chose you and you chose me. So therefore, whenever, even when we are in our darkest place, we will always sit down and we will always communicate. We will always understand each other's needs. We will always get to know each other. But that does not happen because too many people don't know what the meaning of love is. I could get this older generation to teach this generation what exactly love is. Love is not nonsense, guys. It's when you get into a bedroom, things become real, where you communicate. When someone tells you that they don't want to have sex that day, it doesn't mean they don't love you. It just means that day they don't feel like it. So meaning that you have to give that person a hug and tell them how much you love them, because tomorrow they'll be okay to make love to you. So it's just understanding, as long as they don't do it every day, taking advantage of you. But if you marry that person, so that's a different story. But you have to be with someone that understand you, protect faithfulness. Um, Faithfulness involves more than avoiding physical affairs. It also means that protecting emotionally and sexually exclusivity. Be honest about inappropriate relationship, secret messages, flirting, pornography, and situation that threatens trust. Agree on healthy boundaries together. Guys, when you watch pornography, it means you want to be horny. We have to be honest. Trust takes time to build, it can be quickly damaged. So when you want to watch pornography, that's fetish. That means you want to be horny. And when you want to be horny, you end up masturbating. So when you're masturbating, that's ungodly. That's unclean. And when you masturbate, Satan can take. So for those who likes masturbating, Satan can take whatever comes out of masturbating to cage your soul, cage your life. Masturbation is not allowed in the kingdom of darkness. Pornography is not allowed in the kingdom of darkness, in the kingdom of God. Masturbation is allowed in the kingdom of darkness, but is not allowed in the kingdom of God. God does not allow it. Having an affair is not allowed. So you have to have boundaries. When you date someone, you marry that person. If you are a Christian, you marry a husband that flirts with other men, other women. You are a Christian man, you marry a woman that still flirt with other, make you jealous. Why would I try to make my husband jealous? If I'm dating someone, why do I need to make my spouse jealous? If I'm dating you and you making me jealous, the door is open. I don't, it's nonsense. You don't have to hurt my feelings in order to get my attention. My attention will always be there whenever you desire it. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to cry for it. You don't have to beg for it. You don't have to cry or do anything. When I said I love you with all my heart. You get VIP service, first class service you get. When I say I allow you into my heart, you don't have to flirt with another woman for me to notice you. If you start flirting with another woman, boundaries means out. I'm a child of God who don't take no nonsense. God, my father does not take any nonsense. Why should I take nonsense? He doesn't take any nonsense. He will not allow me to flirt with another man to get attention for me, that my spouse to have attention. He wouldn't allow me to do that. So for me, guys, nonsense is nonsense. When you fast like I do, you cleanse yourself like I do, you see nonsense as nonsense, you don't make an excuse for it. When Nomsa is doing nonsense, Nomsa tells Nomsa, you are doing nonsense. And then I have to correct myself. So what I'm trying to share with you guys is love is love. It doesn't have a complication in it written. Address conflict respectfully. Respect one another. Unresolved conflict often affects sexual intimacy. It's difficult to feel close when resentment, contempt, fear, anger dominates the relationship. Learn to disagree without insult, threats, silence, punishment, or character attacks. Take a break when emotions become overwhelming, but agree to return to the conversation. Repairing conflict creates emotional security need for deeper intimacy. Guys, no matter how, I always say to my children, I say to them, no matter how much, whatever, when you do mistake, don't even think my mother is going to go mad. Just tell me. I can go mad, I can do this, is not going to help anything. If you make a mistake, just come and tell me. Communicate with me. So if you don't communicate when there is conflict, guys, there's no such thing as a relationship. Like myself, I am a person, when I'm wrong, when I'm in the wrong, I don't want to wait for conflict. I put my hands up and I surrender. I say, I'm sorry. I should have done this better. How can I make things better? In that way, we don't have to go around the bush or blaming the person. If I'm in the wrong, I'm in the wrong. So I just apologize straight away and forget all about it. I don't like holding grudge, guys. Holding grudge destroys a human being's feelings. It destroys your body. It destroys everything. I just like my free space. I like my free world. My world is free. It's not perfect, but it's a free world. When you see me dancing, my world is real. And when I have wronged someone, I like to put things right and move on with myself. It's up to that person whether they forgive me or they don't. And also the other thing that I hate the most is when two people are dating, and when clients comes to you, they're dating and they're not being honest with one another. And I hate that. Because when you are leading someone pretending that everything is okay, while it's not okay, it's wrong, it destroys the relationship. Why not communicating your needs without worrying that I'm going to hurt this person? Just communicate. It's the only way anyway to solve problems. There is no other way. The life, when you start to sing life as it is, life as it is, when you are fasting, when you are cleansing, guys, you see life as it is, not as an excuse or anything. You see things as they are. It's up to you to deal with them honestly and truthfully. So for me, I like people who are truthful, Practice forgiveness and wisdom. When you are in a relationship, guys, with someone, forgiveness can release bitterness, but it should not be used to excuse repeated abuse. Listen to these words: forgive your spouse, but if they're abusive or they betray you or dangerous behavior, forgiveness and reconciliation are not always the same. Reconciliation requires honest responsibility, safe, genuine change. Couples dealing with serious betrayal or harm may need professional counseling and appropriate pastoral and legal support. So you may need support, and that's where God is needed. Make time for connection. Busy schedule can gradually weaken your intimacy. Work, children ministry, family responsibilities, and technology may consume all available energy. Plan a regular time to connect with each other. This may include going on date, walk, evening conversation, shared prayer, or uninterpreted time together. Scheduled connection does not make love artificial. It demonstrates that the relationship is important enough to protect. Like myself, I have this rule with my children. I don't miss my children's activities. Why I don't I don't miss their activities is I know that my children are gonna grow up and they're gonna go to uni, or so for me, I'm there for them. Even with work, I just abandon everything. I go and see my children. So with the relationship, it's like that, guys. Put your spouse first before anything else. Of course, God will always come first. Sorry, Jesus, we're not including you because for me personally, my mind said you come before anything else. You come before my mother, you come before anything, my children. So we know that. But your wife, your spouse, always put them before anything else. Your children, always put them before anything else. Why I'm saying this is your family is your family. Your family is your family. Money, we can make money and it can go, but the family are always there. So put your family first. That's what God wants. God wants you to look after your spouse, your men, first class. Give them first class, platinum attention. He wants you to give your children platinum attention, but not neglecting your spouse. He wants them to have a balance. Have time where you go to your children, you look after your children. Have time where you take the children to the grandparents. If you are someone who don't have a family, like my father-in-law died, he used to help me with children. So when I go to business meeting, whatever I do, he always help with children. So you need things like that, or simply have a child minder that you trust. When you're doing things, let them be on speed dial and just let them look after the kids while you have your time. Give yourself, not life has to be all about children, 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 children. Let it balance together. I hope it makes sense, guys, because the relationship are being destroyed because parents gets obsessed about children. And you find that a parents gets married, and when you go on date, and a man tells you that my children will always come first. So I'm like, I don't want to hear that. I know in my heart that kids come first. So you don't have to tell me so that when you neglect me, you say, no, sir, I told you my children will always come first. I want you to show me that you honor me. You love you, you're willing to get to know me, you are willing to love me, you're willing to put everything, your energy into our relationship. The children, we always gonna have to put them first. And I'm always, if you marry you have kids, I'm always going to put the kids first. That is a natural thing. So when you guys, when you date someone, you ask questions to get to know that person, how they feel about kids. If someone loves kids, they love children, you don't need to actually condemn them and say, my children, by the way, my children will always come first. You don't need to do that. Date someone that you know that you're not looking for a mother, or you're not looking for a father for your children, but you are looking for an adult who take responsibilities, who are willing, when your child is sick, they are willing to put them first before anything else. Get married to a wife that is willing to, when your child is sick, they are willing to go to the altar and pray for that child until that child gets normal. That's human. That's normal. Some sickness, when a child gets sick, or a man gets sick, or a human being gets sick, some sickness you can go to the altar for 3 hours. Pray until that sickness says, back off, Nomsa, I'm leaving. And then that sickness leave. Some people don't know that. They spend time crying. When someone gets ill, you can actually intercede for them. So you can get married to a wife like that. That you know that this person that I have married, they will intercede for my child. They'll always put our children first, regardless of anything else, without saying I'm busy or they are your children. No, you can't marry someone like that. So, which is important, guys, when you go on dating with someone, you don't have to say, oh, my children will always come first, because that's condemning the person, that is manipulating the person. So, and you that is being told that my children comes first, you tell this guy, go bugger off. When you actually understand the meaning of love, come back to me, and then we can walk together as one, raise these kids together. Don't need to tell me that the kids will always come first. Already know. It's a common sense, guys. But some people, they say that so that they can bully you. When you want to go on dates, they tell you that, oh, I told you my children come first. So something came up, I had to go and be with my kids. They do that. So you don't need to date those kind of men who are full of nonsense, those kind of women who are full of nonsense. So it means that I'm not looking for a father for my children. I'm just looking for someone who is gonna ride with me, because the journey ain't easy, guys. On my own, the journey is not easy. But when you have kids, it's even harder. But with God and the right person in your life, you can ride together and conquer whatever comes your way, every mountain that comes your way. So I'm just giving this advice to these men that they split up their exes, and when they split up their exes, they are looking for to love. They say they are looking for love, but they want to torture somebody else's child. I'm talking to these women who their relationship did not work out, and they are obsessed with their children. So why are you looking for love if you're obsessed with if your children become an obsession? What, guys, when you have kids, for me, that's the mindset I have. If I'm looking for a guy, the first thing that I need to know is, are you fit enough to be with me and my children? I'm not going to tell you that my children come first, because I'm putting you off if I say those words, and I'm putting you off, and I'm disrespecting you. I'm telling you that whatever you do, honey, I'm never going to put you first. My children will always. But you know what? A family is togetherness. So for me, I have kids. So now the man comes along, wants to be part of me. The first thing that I have to understand is, are you okay with me and my children? I'm not looking for a father. My children already have a father. So I'm not looking for a father. Are you okay to date a woman with children? Okay, so now I have to look at the character. Is this person his character? Now is me getting to know you and including you in my journey of life. As a couple, we walk in this together. Like I'm not gonna date a man. Like I have a stepdad, guys. Sometimes people didn't know that my stepdad was my stepdad because he was my dad. The only thing that I can tell you is I have two fathers, but the other one is my stepdad. And even my stepdad wanted me to know where I come from. He did not want to take my father's place, but the love was the same. He loved me the same way my dad loved me. I was his daughter. And those are kind of people that are authentic that you need in your life. You don't need people with full of nonsense. But in this world that we are walking through, people are getting obsessed. You ask someone, why did you split up? Because of this man loves his children more than anything. He should go and marry himself then. So all these things, guys, are very, very important. Share responsibilities fairly. Exhaustion and resentment can reduce desires. Care for physical health. Physical and sexual well-being can be affected by medical conditions, hormones, pain, medical or sleep problems, disability, mental health, or challenges, or changes associated with aging. Do not assume that every difficulty is caused by rejection or lack of love. Encourage medical evaluation when it's needed. Respect pain and physical limitation. Stop, communicate, and seek appropriate medical advice if you need to. Understand the effect of trauma. Past sexual abuse, assault, betrayal, violence, and controlling relationship can affect a person's experience of touch and intimacy. So it's important to step by step. If that person is still going through what they are going through, step by step, they need help. So you can hold their hands, but guys, I'm not saying force someone. If someone does not need help and is affecting you, you don't need to be in that place because that means two people end up no doing things because you end up trying to fix the other person. So you can't fix someone's life. We have to fix ourselves. Discuss boundaries clearly. Every couple needs clear boundaries regarding what feels safe, respectful, and acceptable. And what feels safe, guys, a boundary is not a punishment. It communicates what a person cannot participate in without violating their well-being or values. So don't blame yourself if there are boundaries that you need to communicate. Do not blame yourself. Remember what I said from the beginning. God is character. God is not a liar. He is an open book. He does not lie. He's honest. He does not negotiate his needs from his children. So what I'm trying to say to you is don't lie to each other, pretending that everything is okay while things are not okay. So communicating your boundaries, it means this I can tolerate, but this I can't. And don't make yourself wrong because that's your boundary. That's how you feel. Communicate it, and your spouse will respect that too. And express appreciation. When someone does something good, appreciate them. Always, always, people often become more when they feel valued. Regular, like express appreciation for your spouse's character, effort, appearance, faithfulness, and contribution to the family. Always offer compliment. Do not offer compliment only when you want sex. That's wrong. Even after making love to your spouse, don't just turn. Say thank you. Or when you want to make love and then you tell them how beautiful they are, that's nonsense. Always compliment them, even outside the bedroom. Speak with kindness about appearance. Bodies change through pregnancy, childbirth, illness, disability, aging, medical stress, and ordinary life. Always appreciate your wife or your husband. The changes in the body is allowed because as we get older, guys, our bodies cannot be the same how they were before. It changes. So as we get older, our bodies will change. So always appreciate. When your wife changes, it does not mean they are no longer beautiful, unless if they stop caring about their personal hygiene. They have to care. They have to look after themselves. But the body changes is not what a human being asks for. Develop a shared language. Some couples struggle to discuss intimacy because they lack comfortable words. Create a respectful language that allows you to express affection, interest, discomfort, boundaries, or desire to pause. Simple, communicate your, be patient with the process. Process, be patient. Healthy intimacy is developed over time. It may take patience to understand one another, heal from hurt, rebuild trust, adjust life changes. Avoid using sex as a weapon. Sex should not be used to control, to punish, to manipulate, reward, silence, or bargain with your spouse. Protect your privacy at all costs. Details of a couple's sexual relationship should generally remain private. Do not expose your spouse's vulnerability to friends or family members, church groups, or social media. When guidance is needed, speak discreet with appropriate qualified counselors, therapists, medical professional, or trusted pastor leader. Pray for wisdom and unity. Prayer can help couples approach intimacy with humility, compassion, and gratitude. Study God's vision of covenant love. Biblical covenant love is patient, love is kind, love is faithful, truthful, protective, and self-giving. Sexual intimacy should reflect this quality. It should not be separated from character, responsibilities, and commitment. Study scriptures together while um, while avoiding interpretation that justify domination or social. Godly love does not dishonor or terrorize, exploit, or force one person. Some people will use the scriptures against one another. Qualify help early. Um, Qualified help early. Couples often wait until problems become severe before seeking help. Always seek help early. Rebuild trust through consistency. When trust has been damaged or compromised, alone are not enough. Words alone and promises alone in words are not enough. Words are just part of life. But be consistent. Continue learning about each other, guys. When you date someone, when you get married to someone, you learn about them. Your spouse will change over time. What brought connection during the early years of marriage may not be enough during parenthood. Illness, career changes, grief, aging. Continue asking questions. Stay curious. Do not assume you already know everything about your spouse's heart, body, fears, or needs. A lifelong marriage requires lifelong discovery. Always seek to understand. Always seek to communicate with your wife. The deepest secret of sexual intimacy is love expressed through honor. Love listens, love waits, love protects, love tells the truth. Love seeks mutual well being. Love does not force, shame, or threatens or compare. Never ever compare your spouse with anybody, guys. I know we might have friends, but sometimes we think our friends, their life is greener than ours. Never ever compare your life with anyone. When God connects you with that beautiful woman, always honor her. Always cherish your wife, your spouse. Always the power of gratitude. Always honor your husband. It's all about when things are not working, it's all about learning how to serve one another. Each and every day, grow together. People change. How I was 20 years ago, or last year, or 5 years ago, I'm growing each and every year. I'm growing. I'm not the same. So you have to catch up with NOMSA. I'm not growing for, like, what can I put it? My growth is the growth of me learning to understand about myself, learning to understand and asking God to teach me things about myself and disciplining me. So when the more God teaches me things about myself, the more I'm growing spiritually. Everything around my life is growing. I'm learning things. And at the same time, you have to grow with your spouse. You cannot be lazy. Most relationships are destroyed because some people are very lazy. They cannot even read a book, one page. There are some people who cannot even read a book. They go to church, carry this thing on Sunday. The pastor will preach and the Bible goes to the back. And then when you go to church next Sunday, the Bible comes out. They are lazy, too much laziness. But when there's a problem in relationship, they go to the scripture and they will pump it to you, pump it to you. So guys, always seek to learn. Always seek to understand your spouse. Of course, you can't date someone who is stubborn, someone who is rude, or someone who does not like change. You wouldn't walk down the aisle with that person and say, I do with them. People change, but it's growth that I'm talking about. Those who are lazy, they don't want, it's the people who don't want change. But guess what? In this world, for you to understand it, for you to learn, and for you to be put up with it, you got to learn. You got to understand the social media for your children. And in order for you to help your children, you got to know what social media is. So we learn each and every single day, guys. May God bless you. Those who are watching Gossip Talk shows, may God bless you. If you're watching Premarital Altars, well, may God bless you. And we have 2 groups on Facebook. Please join those 2 groups, Unique Billionaire Mindset and Gossip Talk shows. And if you're watching from LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, please do subscribe to our channel, be part of the family, and share the videos with your family. May God bless you. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend and honor that wife of yours. Take her out. Picnic. Cook for her. Get some apron on. Cook for her. It doesn't have to be something extremely. Do something nice for your wife, for your spouse. This weekend, do something beautiful. If you've never done something beautiful, just say, honey, I'm changing things. I'm gonna honor you as from now on. Human beings like to be loved. They don't like to be blamed. They don't like to be treated not being listened to. They like to be heard. They don't like to be misunderstood. So the only thing you can do, guys, is to seek. We can't please our spouse with everything, fulfill their needs. But only we can do is to serve them in the kingdom of God. So when we die and God says, thank you for looking after my child, because that wife you marry is a God's soul, it belongs to God. It does not belong to their mother or father. I've learned that when I was going through human blood sacrifice, that I do not belong to my parents, I belong to God. And my parents, they are God's children. And when God says, your soul, Nomsa's soul is mine, he meant every word. And that let Satan release me. You can touch, you can do anything, but you cannot touch her soul. So do what you can do, look after God's child. Because when you don't, when you die, God will put you under condemnation and say, I gave you a beautiful woman. What did you do with that girl? You destroyed her soul. Some people get destroyed by a husband. Some husband get destroyed by wives. And the God will say to a wife, I gave you my child, but you destroyed his soul. People don't know that when they destroy someone's soul, they anger God. When I'm talking about destroying guys, I'm talking about when you abuse someone to a extent where they end up taking their own life, or they end up going to sleep with somebody in order for them to get attention. God does not like that. It's a sin, and the judgment is death. May God bless you. Live with grace. And I'll see you guys on Monday. I'm not popping over the weekend, but speak.